Well. Where is Fat Dave? My mate Fat Dave said he was going to come up and give a hand today. We had to pull the aircraft out and give it an engine run. Where is Fat Dave? Nowhere to be seen.
Well, it's a very, very warm welcome to my YouTube. It's raining. Well, it is really winter and it's raining, but there we are. My dear friend Dave did eventually turn up. He's been my friend for many, many years and he often comes up to help out. As I'm feeling a bit feeble and weak today, he's very kindly going to open the hangar doors. Then he's going to give the propeller a swing for me and then we'll be off. You'll be surprised at his speed over the ground when he's opening the hangar doors. For such a large fellow and being rotund and fairly short, he can move very quickly. Quite surprising really. Don't know how he does it. Must be in his genes. Well, sit back, sit tight, have a cup of tea, plate of biscuits and enjoy the short film. See you in a bit. Cheers.
Dear old Dave, bless him. He got the aircraft started for me. And now I've got a bit of a mission. The weather's starting to close in. I've got a new camera that I'm trying to fine tune and work for this film footage. So I've left Dave behind. He's down there around the corner and I'm just going to try and take a quick circuit around the airfield. The cloud base is only about 400 or 500 feet, so I'm not really sure how far I'll get. But I'm going to give it a go. Believe it or not, it is July. We are near Salcombe in South Devon. It's busy down in Salcombe, but thankfully quiet up here. So we'll taxi up to the runway now and just have a look around, see what the weather's looking like, and see if it's possible to have a quick flight around the cliffs and back again, just to give this camera a bit of a run and see how it works. It'll be also interesting for if anybody watches this film to give me some feedback and let me know what they think about this new camera angle. We're just up to the top of the runway now and run up the engine just to make sure all the bits are working okay. We're about to just checking which runway to use. We're going to have to turn right, and that's a backtrack down the runway, and that's backtracking down towards the westerly direction to line up and take off in an easterly direction. Wind is probably looking around about the southeast, so we'll beetle on down the runway here. You can see the old cold wall bunker on the right hand side. Just trying to work out how to edit some of this footage to get it to look reasonably watchable, as it's the first time I've had to edit stuff or footage from this, shouldn't say stuff really, footage from this sort of a camera, which is mounted out there on the wing strut. As you can see, looking into the distance, the cloud base is starting to get quite low. But if we can get off the ground in this easterly direction, we'll be fine. We'll line up now. Okay, we're ready to take off now. We'll push for full power, which on this aircraft gives approximately 2,200 RPM, and then we'll launch off down the runway with the 65 horsepower giving its all. We're looking to reach a speed, tail comes up, reach a speed of around about 60 miles an hour, and then the aircraft will take off. We'll just lift off. And as you can see, the undercarriage is twitching and we're off the ground. So now we're looking for around about 70 miles an hour in the climb, which gives a rate of climb in this aircraft of around about 500 feet a minute. So by the time we reach the edge of the cliff, as you can see, Salcombe off to the left-hand side there, we'll be around about 500 feet as we turn over Bolt Head itself. Bolt Head being 450 feet above sea level, which is the height of the cliffs just here, and we're approximately another 500 feet up now. And as you can see, the cloud base is probably not much more than 600 or 700 feet. So we'll scuttle round to the right here and head off down the edge of the cliff, which is effectively just off the seaward side here. And we'll turn and follow the edge of the cliffs down as far as we can towards the west, which is in the Hope Cove and Sawmill Cove Hotel direction. We're now beetling down the edge of the cliff in a westerly direction, and we're around about 600 feet above the ground at this point, and you can see just in the rear view there, Esau Farm disappearing, and the runway's just down there to the, well, as you look at it, to the left, but to the right of the aircraft. And looking at the clouds now, it's starting to come down a bit, and actually, when we flew down to this end, it did in fact start drizzling. So the cloud is coming down all the time. So I thought it was a good idea to make a turn now. And you can see Sawmill Cove Beach just down below, and thought it better make a turn to try and line up for the runway. You can see little bits of rain splattering on the windscreen, but as we turn, it's fairly clear. But one of the things that because of the late turn, I was quite high here and had to lose some height, so I had to do a couple of weaving turns to try and lose the required height to get down to make a sensible approach to be able to line up for the runway, which is a little bit more tricky to do in an aircraft which doesn't have flaps. You have to side slip or weave to lose some height to be coming over the threshold here at approximately 75 feet and with an airspeed of between 60 and 70 miles an hour now, but easing back to 55 miles an hour as we touch down, as the main wheels touch down first, and then get the tail wheel down just shortly after. We'll run down the runway, not wishing to use any brakes. We'll just let the speed bleed off slightly, and probably slow up just as we get to the intersection of the taxiway back down to the hangar. But I think it's been quite a good run, although it's quite overcast and it was drizzling down at the Sawmill end. Able to safely turn and get back on the runway, and I think it's been a good trial of this new camera, and hopefully with some nicer weather. And saying that, looking over towards the old coal wall bunker, you can see the clouds look quite ominous as we trundle back down the taxiway, back down to the hangar to park up. Just taxiing up now in front of the hangar, and just make a turn now to get the aircraft in a position that we can open the hangar doors and then just put a rope around the tail wheel of the aircraft and then pull it back into the hangar. So it's been, I hope you've enjoyed the flight. This is the first time I've used a camera of this type, and it's some of the editing perhaps needs some fine tuning, and hopefully with some better weather you'll join me on the next film. Hope you've enjoyed it. Take the greatest care, and see you on the next one. Cheerio for now. Cheers.
Oh, I nearly forgot to say, do please keep an eye out for my next up-and-coming film, which is all about the de Havilland vampire. It's a really interesting little film, and I hope you consider subscribing. Be ready, it'll be out fairly soon, probably towards the middle end of next week. Again, take the greatest of care, and I look forward to seeing you shortly. All the very best. Cheers for now.